Hi, I'm Father Mark Wilkie here, St. John the Baptist Catholic Church. We're beginning, of course, the month of November, November 2nd and 3rd this weekend, the 31st weekend of Ordinary Time, and we continue, as we did earlier today on All Souls Day, throughout this month of November to pray for those who have died, and certainly we have that great opportunity with our cemeteries here for those indulgences and many prayers to help them on their journey home. I want to take just a moment, of course, to recognize yesterday we had All Saints Day, a wonderful holy day of obligation. Some of our school students made their Saints Day presentations after they attended Mass with us, and a great opportunity to remember the commemoration of not only All Souls, that was on November the 2nd, but also all the saints that are in heaven, those that are known, and especially that great number that are unknown to us by name, but continue to intercede and help us as we make our own way from the font to the gates of heaven. This weekend is an important weekend with a lot going on. We have an in-person opportunity for the Disciple Maker Index Survey, the DMI survey, which helps us to understand where we are and where we need to go, a great initiative of the Diocese of Harrisburg, of Bishop Senior. You've seen the links in the emails. They'll be in this email that you're getting this through, but also an in-person opportunity in the library after all of the Masses this weekend, November 2 and 3, and next weekend, November 9 and 10. So stop by the library if you need some assistance, want some redirection, or if you need a paper copy to help you with that process. Also, the Knights of Columbus will be just outside the doors this weekend. Beautiful weather we're having this weekend to sell raffle tickets in support of our seminarians. They do a great service to our seminarians, providing them with a little extra money through that raffle ticket program. Certainly encourage you to stop by and to support the Knights of Columbus. Council 8891 does a lot of great works. This is just one of them to help support our men who are considering the priesthood, the seminarians of the Diocese of Harrisburg. And it's continuing to look a lot like Christmas in the atrium. The Bazaar team continues to have some silent auction items and other items in the atrium area, and we prepare, a week out, we prepare for the Christmas Bazaar November 8, 9, and 10. And so certainly keep your eyes open for that as you attend Mass this weekend. A lot going on in the church and around the church as we begin the month of November. And as we talk about the financial health of our parish and we talk about where we stand, this weekend you'll see an executive summary of the finances as we closed out the previous fiscal year, 23-24. We closed that out over the summertime, and reports have been run and analyzed with the help of the parish staff and finance council. I'm prepared to present that. But in summary, we had a challenging year in the past fiscal year. We ended the year with approximately $150,000 operating deficit. We were able to take care of that quickly because we had more than $200,000 in cash on hand, so we were able to pay all our bills as they came in. There's a handful of reasons for which we had a challenging year. Certainly a significant and expensive but emergency repair that we had to make that was not covered by insurance was a 400-foot water lateral from Constitution Avenue all the way into the social hall, right? That's a significant event. We had to absorb the costs on that. We also have had, as I mentioned, just with the Diocesan Annual Campaign plug there, a lot of insurance work. And from time to time, we need to pay our vendors a portion up front or as work is completed throughout, as the contract goes. But working with the insurance company on that, those checks, those reimbursements are sometimes delayed until after we submit the bill. So there's a little bit of a timing issue as we closed out the month of June just a few months ago, and checks were coming in July and August to reimburse us for paying our vendors for buying supplies. You can imagine that, obviously. So we sit in an okay position, but with the help of Finance Council, we've come to a real critical review of our expenses and our income, analyzing where we stand exactly and some of the shifts within our parish. And so I do want to just make a direct and clear statement here. We need to be at about $19,000 per weekend for our weekly income, so the Sunday collection, in order to maintain the operations and support the programs of our parish. $19,000 is where we're at. We've made reductions in expenses. Difficult decisions have been made, and they needed to be made. But we've also put forth a plan that includes achieving the diocesan annual campaign goal this year that we're in the midst of and that I keep reminding you about, as well as stepping up our Sunday collection. The Sunday collection is not just the basket that goes by at Mass, although that's the most significant portion of it. It also includes mailed-in envelopes and the Vanco e-giving platform. If you've not looked at or taken advantage of Vanco, it's a really convenient and consistent way to be good stewards of the blessings that we have received. You can use a credit card and get points for it, a little bonus there, but you can then plan your gift and make your gift that way. And it supports the operations and the programming of the parish. The Sunday collection is the principal driver of our annual ordinary income and has the greatest impact on our ability to maintain, to address needs, as well as to support our programs and look to the future. And so I just need to make that direct communication to you. There's a full letter that I've drafted up, a summary report, all available in the church, and we'll post it to the website here as well. But it's for your review. It shows our incomes, it shows our expenses, and it also shows our cash balance as we closed out the fiscal year and squared some things up. I do appreciate all of your generosity, and I realize that there are, for many of us, difficult days as we make so many decisions. I just encourage you to be generous stewards as you are able and to continue to support St. John the Baptist Catholic Church as we do our very best to be great and good stewards of the blessings that we have received in so many ways. And of course, as we begin the month of November, I want to provide a sort of a comprehensive update on the financial health, the status of our parish. It's been a few weeks, months almost probably, since I've done something like this. And so first and foremost, just a reminder about the Diocesan Annual Campaign, the DAC. We're at about 73%. We're continuing to hold stable there, and I certainly want to encourage folks to make a contribution, to make a pledge towards the Diocesan Annual Campaign. As you know, the DAC provides evangelization and works of charity throughout all 15 counties of the diocese, has a direct impact down here in southern York County and our region, but throughout all 15 counties of the Diocese of Harrisburg. And it does that through a variety of programs and ministries, including certainly sacramental preparation, the training of clergy, opportunities for retreats for those who are preparing for sacraments, as well as the many works of charity throughout the region. But it also provides administrative supports, and we certainly take advantage of the evangelization and works of charity, but we also take advantage of those administrative supports to help us as a church, as a school, as a parish community to run a professional, well-organized, and up to standard organization here. That includes, certainly a big one, is youth protection clearances, right? But also human resources and payroll, as well as information technology services and the assistance that we receive with our facilities and grounds in these past several months since I have become your pastor. We have really utilized those offices, and we've really taken advantage of the opportunities to have the Diocese of Harrisburg guide us and help us through some really unexpected crises and circumstances and situations. By way of example, since my arrival here, we have over $500,000 in insurance claims alone. And the Diocese of Harrisburg has guided us through those different and various events that have caused leaks and damage and broken things that need replaced. And, we certainly pay insurance, but getting all that paperwork in order and working with an insurance adjuster and making all that happen it's a process. And so we're grateful to the Diocese of Harrisburg and their assistance for us to be able to take advantage of our insurance and get things replaced and repaired as needed. And certainly $500,000 worth of work on insurance claims, anyone that's been through that knows it's a bit of a daunting task. So we're grateful to the Diocese of Harrisburg for their tangible and administrative support of the facilities and operation of the parish, as well as the guidance and the training and supports for the spiritual growth of our parish and for Catholics throughout the region. So I just want to encourage everyone to make a donation, to make a second donation, to continue to fulfill pledges, or to make a pledge here for the Diocesan Annual Campaign. Please, we need to support the Diocese of Harrisburg. Certainly we take advantage of their goodness, of their supports, and their resources each and every day as we manage our parish. And as we conclude our sort of financial update and summary here, I do want to update you all on the exterior project part of the Brighten Our Foundation campaign. As we have gotten the approvals and design and permitting, working closely with New Freedom Borough on this exterior, the repave of our paved driveways and parking areas, and the expansion here, the addition of handicap parking spaces proposed near the front portico, it's come to our attention that we have a current and significant stormwater management issues. We have rainwater that's not being processed well and running across our property down the hill, and at times, depending on the significance of the storm, flooding a portion of the roadway of Constitution Avenue. Obviously, that's a concern, and that's happening currently. We only became aware of this issue and its significance as we were in the process of seeking approvals from New Freedom Borough. So we've been working closely with Conawago Enterprises, our general contractor. They've worked with the Crossroads Group engineers, which have been very good and diligent in keeping us up to speed and modifying. But it's clear from the review of what's going on that we need to take a pause right now on our fundraising effort. And we'll close out this year, we'll close out December with so forth, so that we have funds on hand for design and permitting. But take a breath and really allow the permitting and the time of that review process to take effect. So stormwater management, as you may know, is a rather significant concern with land development, and especially in our area, as we're conscious of the Chesapeake Bay and pollution to our lakes and rivers and streams. And that permitting through state agencies will probably take 18 months to 2 years to make sure that we address the issue that we have appropriately, and that we're ready for the expansion of some parking spaces, and with an eye to the fact that we may be putting up a pavilion in the next couple of years, or those sort of opportunities that we want to build into the design so that our stormwater management procedure down at the bottom of the hill will continue to handle that rainwater runoff well. That being said, at the advice of Finance Council and in conversation with the Diocese of Harrisburg, I've decided that we're going to pause the fundraising effort until we understand the scope of this project and allow this permitting to work out. The funds that have been donated to the Brighten Our Foundation campaign are reserved funds. They can only be used for the design and the permitting fees, of which there are some, obviously, and any emergency repairs we would need to make in this interim while we sort of go back to the drawing boards, quite literally. Our engineers are back on their drafting machines and computers, getting this right. And when we reopen, when we start back up again from our pause, we'll understand better the scope and the costs of the exterior phase. It's significantly more than was anticipated. Again, we were not aware of our stormwater management concerns until we were into the process of seeking approvals with New Freedom Borough. I do want to thank you all for your generosity. I want to assure you that reserved gifts remain reserved gifts, and that we will continue to pray for this effort, so that before Mass prayer will continue, because we need the guidance, the wisdom, and the help of the Lord as we move this process through and continue to maintain and improve our facilities, making them, of course, safe, but also accessible and ready for our programming, our ministries, and our good works here to welcome one and all parishioners, visitors, friends, and guests to our campus. And so it's an important stage that we're at, a stage that needs prayerful consideration. But with our other concerns and many things going on, it seemed most prudent right now to just pause the fundraising aspect of the Brighten Our Foundation campaign as we close out this year in December, but also to allow that design work and behind the scenes work to continue and to press ahead with permitting and working with the various agencies and engineers to really have a responsible and forward-thinking approach to the way that we handle stormwater management on our beautiful 33-acre campus. We generate a little bit of runoff here, as all campuses do, and we need to manage that well. I do appreciate your patience, your flexibility, and really your faithfulness throughout the Brighten Our Foundation campaign. And as I said, we will continue to pray for this effort, and as we have more information, we'll share that with you, but I so do appreciate it. Thank you so much, as always, for your goodness, for your support, and your many prayers. It is a privilege to pray with and for you, and to be a part of, to be the pastor of St. John the Baptist Catholic Church, really a vibrant community with a lot of things happening and a great place to serve the Lord and to rejoice in his blessings. I'm looking forward to praying with you this weekend, the 31st weekend in Ordinary Time, November 2nd and 3rd. And we, of course, have that Disciple Maker Index this weekend. Don't forget, let's fill out those surveys. Thanks so much for all your goodness. Our Mass times are typical: Saturday evening at 5 p.m., Sunday morning 7:30, 9, and 11 a.m. Thanks and God bless.